Hey there, deep divers. So you're ready to explore how Web 3.0 and the Metaverse are revolutionizing.
Pretty much everything.
Okay,
Yeah.
get. Imagine attending a concert
Right.
with friends from all over the world
Yeah.
without even leaving your living room.
Wow.
That's just a taste of what we're unpacking today.
Okay.
We're diving into a fascinating article by Linda Flowers
Right.
that breaks down this whole tech revolution.
Yeah, it's not just about like a new type of internet.
Okay.
It's about new digital economies.
Really?
And entirely new ways of life.
Okay, I'm ready to unpack this. But first,
Yeah.
can you explain Web 3.0?
Yeah.
I mean, we're all familiar with the internet, but
Right.
this sounds different.
So think of Web 3.0 as the decentralized web.
Right.
Remember how in Web 2.0, big companies held all the cards when it came to your data?
Yeah, for sure.
Web 3.0 aims to shift that power back to users.
Interesting.
Imagine a digital world where you have more control over your data, privacy,
Right.
and online identity.
Okay.
That's the core of Web 3.0,
More control over my data. That's definitely something I'd care about.
right?
How does this all actually work?
So that's where blockchain comes in.
All right.
You might be wondering how blockchain actually makes this all work.
Yeah.
Well, imagine a digital ledger that's spread across countless computers.
Okay.
It's incredibly secure because no single entity controls it.
Wow.
This decentralized structure is what makes Web 3.0 possible.
So instead of companies tracking my every move online,
Right.
I get to call the shots.
Exactly.
I could definitely get behind that.
Yeah.
But how does the metaverse fit into all of this?
Okay.
It still feels kind of futuristic to me.
It's easy to think of it as science fiction,
Yeah.
but we're seeing it come to life right now.
Okay.
Imagine it as a merging of augmented reality, virtual reality,
Right.
and blockchain technology.
Okay.
It's about creating immersive experiences that go beyond just looking at a screen.
So we're talking
Yeah.
virtual concerts,
Yeah.
trying on clothes in virtual dressing rooms,
Okay.
maybe even buying a virtual penthouse apartment.
You got it. And it's not just limited to entertainment or retail.
Okay.
Imagine attending a business conference from your living room,
Right.
interacting with colleagues as if you were all in the same room.
Wow.
Or owning a piece of a virtual world where you can create and share experiences.
That's incredible.
Yeah,
We're talking about a whole new digital economy here.
right.
This article mentions something called decentralized finance
Yeah.
or DeFi.
Yeah,
Can you break that down for me?
absolutely.
Uh-huh.
DeFi takes all the services of traditional finance lending, borrowing, trading, and puts them on the blockchain.
Okay.
Let's say you need a small loan.
Okay.
In the world of DeFi, you could potentially borrow that money directly from another person,
Really?
maybe even someone on a different continent, without going through a bank.
Okay.
It cuts out the middleman.
Wow. So I could potentially become my own banker.
Right.
No more waiting in line at the bank.
Aren't they?
You could be trading crypto while exploring a virtual world wearing a VR headset.
Exactly.
It's a lot to take in.
Yeah, it is.
Where do we even begin to understand the impact of all of this?
Well, a good example is the rise of NFTs, or
Yes.
non-fungible tokens.
Okay.
Think of it this way. An NFT is like a digital deed of ownership
Okay.
for anything digital.
Okay.
It could be a piece of art,
Right.
a collectible,
Right.
even a virtual piece of land in a metaverse.
Wow.
Because each NFT is unique and recorded on the blockchain,
Okay.
you can prove ownership.
Okay. So instead of just playing a game where I buy in-game items
Yeah.
that I don't really own,
Right.
I could potentially buy and sell them like they were physical collectibles.
Exactly. Imagine owning a one-of-a-kind sword in your favorite game.
Wow.
Instead of that sword just disappearing when the game gets outdated,
Right.
you actually own it as an NFT.
Great.
You could sell it to another player,
Well.
maybe even display it in your virtual home like a trophy. It changes the entire idea of value in the digital world.
That's a game changer.
Yeah.
What other industries are being disrupted by Web 3.0 and the metaverse?
Let's take education.
Okay.
Imagine attending a virtual classroom in the metaverse where
Yeah.
you can interact with teachers and classmates in a 3D environment,
Right.
no matter where you are in the real world.
No more stuffy classrooms.
Exactly.
And I bet you could even earn verifiable credentials for completing those courses, right?
Absolutely.
That would be huge for showcasing your skills to potential employers.
Some institutions are already using blockchain to issue digital diplomas and certificates that can be easily verified.
Wow.
It adds a new level of transparency and security to education.
That's amazing. And what about healthcare? I feel like there's a lot of potential there as well.
Think about attending virtual therapy sessions in the metaverse.
Okay.
Imagine a calming, customized environment that enhances your therapy experience.
Right.
Or participating in virtual physical therapy sessions with real-time feedback from your therapist,
Right.
all from the comfort of your own home.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah.
It seems like just about every industry is finding innovative ways to leverage this technology.
It really is.
This is all so fascinating.
Yeah.
But I have to admit,
Sure.
I'm also a bit wary.
Okay.
This article touched on some of the challenges that
Yeah.
come with such a massive technological shift.
Right.
What are your thoughts on that?
Well, for starters, building the infrastructure to support this level of interconnectedness
Right.
is a massive undertaking.
Yeah.
Think about it. We're talking about billions of people potentially interacting in these virtual spaces all at once.
Right.
It's like rebuilding the internet from scratch,
Wow.
making sure it can handle all that data without,
Yeah,
crashing every 5 minutes.
that's true. It's like constructing a whole new digital world from the ground up.
In a way, it is. And then there's the issue of interoperability. Right now, we have all these different metaverse platforms being developed.
Yeah.
It's like a bunch of separate virtual worlds. For this technology to really take off, we need to be able to move seamlessly between these worlds,
Right.
taking our digital identities and assets with us.
So instead of being restricted to one virtual world,
Right.
I could move between them.
Exactly.
Kind of like teleporting between different online experiences.
Exactly.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah.
But I imagine it gets complicated when you're talking about different companies,
Right.
different technologies.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a bit like the Wild West right now, with everyone trying to establish their own rules and standards. We need more collaboration and standardization to ensure that these different metaverse platforms can communicate and interact with each other.
It's like creating a universal language for the metaverse.
Right.
That makes a lot of sense.
Mm.
What about security? With all this talk about digital ownership and decentralized systems,
Yeah.
there must be new challenges when it comes to keeping things safe.
That's a critical piece of the puzzle.
Yeah.
As we entrust more of our data and assets to these digital worlds,
Right.
security becomes paramount. We need robust systems to protect against hacking, fraud, and data breaches.
Yeah.
And it's not just about technology, it's about educating people, making sure users understand how to keep their digital identities and their assets safe.
So it's a joint effort.
Right.
Tech companies, policymakers, and users all working together to create a safer and more secure metaverse.
Precisely. And that leads us to another important aspect, regulation. As with any disruptive technology,
Right.
there are questions about how to govern this new landscape, how to protect consumers, and how to prevent misuse.
It's a lot to consider.
It is.
But I have to say, despite the challenges,
Sure.
I'm really excited about the possibilities here. It feels like we're on the verge of something truly transformative.
We are. And that's what makes this such an exciting time to be paying attention to these developments. We're not just talking about incremental changes here. We're talking about a fundamental shift
Right.
in how we interact with technology with each other and with the world around us.
It's about reimagining what's possible. This article highlighted some of the emerging trends that are shaping the future of Web 3.0 and the metaverse. I'm particularly interested in how this is impacting brands and businesses.
Sure.
Any highlights there?
One of the most significant trends is the rise of decentralized commerce and virtual marketplaces. Imagine a world where you can buy and sell goods and services directly from other users
Okay.
without going through a central platform like Amazon or eBay.
So a more direct peer-to-peer approach to commerce.
Exactly.
I could see how that would appeal to a lot of people, especially those who are already active in the crypto and NFT space.
Yeah.
But what about more traditional businesses? How are they adapting to this new landscape?
They're finding creative ways to establish their presence in the metaverse. We're seeing brands creating immersive virtual experiences.
Like virtual storefronts and showrooms where customers can interact with products in 3D.
Like those virtual fashion shows we discussed earlier.
Exactly.
That's a whole new level of brand engagement.
It's about creating experiences that are interactive, engaging, and personalized. And for businesses that are looking to reach a global audience,
Right.
the metaverse offers a unique opportunity to connect with customers in a way that transcends geographical boundaries.
No more brick and mortar limitations. But it's not just about selling things, is it?
Right.
It's about building communities, fostering a sense of belonging.
You're right. And that's where Decentralized Autonomous Organizations, or DAOs, come in.
Right.
These are community-driven organizations that operate on the blockchain.
Allowing members to have a say in how the organization is run. Think of it like this. Imagine a group of artists pooling their resources to fund a new gallery. In the past, they might have relied on traditional funding sources,
Right.
but with a DAO, they can bypass those gatekeepers and raise funds directly from their community,
Okay.
with each member having a voice in how the funds are used.
So they're taking the principles of decentralization and applying them to how organizations operate.
Exactly. It's about giving more power to the community, whether that's a group of artists collaborating on a project, a group of investors pooling their resources, or a group of consumers coming together to support a brand they believe in. It's about building trust and transparency through technology.
That's a powerful concept. And I imagine it has implications for everything from corporate governance to how we fund projects in the future.
Yeah.
But with all this talk about what's next,
Sure.
I'm curious to hear your take on one last thing. What excites you most about the potential of Web 3.0 and the metaverse? What gets you really fired up about all of this?
For me, it's the potential to create a more equitable and accessible digital world. Right now, the internet is largely controlled by a handful of powerful companies.
And let's be honest, they don't always have our best interests at heart. Yeah, and we've seen how that can sometimes go wrong. But with Web 3.0 and the metaverse, we have a chance to build something different. A more decentralized and democratic internet where users have more control over their data, their online identities, and their digital experiences.
It's about leveling the playing field, empowering individuals, and creating new opportunities for people all over the world. And it goes beyond just access and ownership. Think about the potential for sustainability. We can use these technologies to raise awareness about climate change, connect with people from diverse backgrounds, and create new avenues for education and economic empowerment.
It's about using technology to build a better future for everyone, not just a select few.
Exactly. What I find so inspiring about this space is that the potential is there, the tools are there, and it's up to us to decide how we use them. This isn't just about passively observing a tech revolution. We're active participants in shaping this future.
That's such a key point. This deep dive into Web 3.0 and the metaverse has been mind-blowing. It's clear these aren't just trendy buzzwords. They represent a fundamental shift in how we interact with technology and with each other.
And like any major technological shift, there will be bumps in the road. We need to address the challenges, consider the ethical implications, and be open to learning and adapting as we go.
Absolutely. But the biggest takeaway for me is that we're not just along for the ride. We're the ones holding the map and choosing the destination. We have the power to shape the future of the internet, the metaverse, and ultimately the world we want to live in.
So as these technologies evolve, we want to hear from you. What excites you most about the possibilities of Web 3.0 and the metaverse? What kind of digital future do you envision?
Keep those questions in mind as we all navigate this exciting new frontier together. Until next time, deep divers keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep diving deep.